AITA for hugging my brother in front of my wife. Despite knowing that makes my wife uncomfortable? I ask this because I know I have a skewed perspective on this. My family has always been more physically affectionate than most my siblings, and I were always hugging, holding hands, and cuddling with each other and our parents until we moved out. This was never weird for us. It's just the way we were raised. And I've never seen anything wrong with that. My wife is an only child, and her parents are the exact opposites. To this day I've never seen her parents so much as smile at each other. Which is fine. Different strokes and all that, I don't judge. It did lead to some conversations early in our relationship though. I had to basically explain to her when she first met my parents years ago that no, I didn't find it weird that they showed any amount of affection in front of us. She and my family get along great. They know her boundaries and how she doesn't like to be touched by most people, and always respected that. The issue is she once told me that she doesn't like when I'm affectionate with my family in front of her. She's not jealous or anything like that. It's just because of how she's raised. She has trouble separating physical affection from romance. Anyway, my brother lives a bit of drive away, and he came to visit for the first time in a few months. My wife got home a bit after he came over. We all caught up and that was that. Then when he left I gave him a hug goodbye. Thought nothing of that until I saw my wife's face. She looked freaked out. I asked what was up, and she reiterated that she wishes I wouldn't do that around her. She explained that if she had a sister, it would be like me watching them kiss on the lips. I told her I'm sorry that she has that thought process, but she needs to work that out on her own. I don't think I should have to stop doing something normal because it makes her uncomfortable. She says I'm biased because of how I was raised as well, and that my parents were a little too clingy with me. I understand the way I grew up was unusual, and maybe I am letting that cloud my judgment. NTA. Hugging is normal. Everyone I know hugs all the time. Friends, family, spouses. It's weird to make hugging onto some kind of antisocial behavior. GF needs therapy. Edit. As this is blowing up. Just to add, you not wanting to be hugged is obviously 100% fine and normal also. But policing other people from hugging is obviously not okay. The issue is she once told me that she doesn't like when I'm affectionate with my family in front of her. She's not jealous or anything like that. It's just because of how she's raised. She has trouble separating physical affection from romance. Yeah, that's a sign she needs therapy. Not that you need to stop doing normal everyday human things because seeing it upsets her. I feel for her, that she is dealing with the ongoing impact of her upbringing. But she needs to actually deal with it rather than insist on her way being okay. Plus, what happens if you have kids? Will you not be allowed hug them? NTA. She has trouble separating physical affection from romance. So when you hug your brother, whom you hadn't seen in a while, instead of being happy for you to see your brother, her thoughts immediately alert her that you are unfaithful and that an inappropriate incestuous sexual relation is going on. I told her I'm sorry that she has that thought process, but she needs to work that out on her own. I don't think I should have to stop doing something normal because it makes her uncomfortable. You are right. But instead of letting her work that out on her own, she might want to talk to a professional. What if you start raising a family? Your kids won't ever be hugged? NTA. NTA. If your wife is sexualizing you hugging your family, she needs some therapy to help her separate familial relationships and affection from romantic ones. NTA. That's not a normal comparison, and while she can have boundaries for her levels of touch, she can't ask you to forfeit how you show healthy affection for other loved ones because of her issues. NTA. Your wife needs some therapy. Not for you to indulge her messed up beliefs. While I understand that she doesn't like physical touch, that's a reasonable boundary. But her saying you can't hug your family and friends, and what she's implying is just so gross. Many responses are sugarcoating this for you. But this is disturbing behavior. To put in bluntly, she is implying incest because you hugged your brother. Instead of recognizing that she has a very disturbing problem, she expects you to change your very normal behavior. Your wife needs some serious help. I'm a very physically affectionate person, and this would be very disturbing to me. I hug my parents, siblings, friends, nieces and nephews every time I see them. Unless they are not comfortable with physical affection, I always respect people's body autonomy. I can't imagine being with someone who doesn't want to be touched. Has her aversion to touch affected other areas of your life, or is she only implying incest when you hug members of your family? Your wife needs serious help. Not for you to stop hugging your family. NTA. I seriously can't understand how seeing you hug your brother would be the same as incest, or how it could break her boundaries. I get she doesn't like to hug, kiss, and that's okay, but she can't impose everyone else her own views. Would she be okay with your family imposing their way on her? Then why she does that to you, them? NTA. Though I unfortunately understand your wife's perspective, I was raised in a really toxic house with almost no affection. I used to think it was really weird and got very uncomfortable witnessing family affection. To top things off, I was also saw by my father as a child, so when I started dating my husband I had similar reactions to your wife. Not anything I'm proud of. But yeah, I will say I understand it's difficult to see affection when you've been raised being told, shown. It's a negative thing. She absolutely should not be shaming you, and she's absolutely in the wrong, but I also have been there. It took me having my own kids to realize how demented the ideas were that I was raised with. I'm constantly cuddling my kids and doing all the things I was denied as a child with them. Letting them come sleep in my bed after nightmares, etc. It's great your family has such a close bond. I hope your wife understands and accepts that one day. NTA. And your wife seems to need therapy. Her thought process is not normal, especially if she cannot separate normal affection from romance. NTA. It sucks that your wife had an upbringing that makes her unable to cope with seeing a healthy, affectionate family dynamic. But that doesn't mean you need to stop showing affection to your family. In my opinion, her forcing you to stop showing affection to your family is not okay. Your wife needs to speak to someone, as in therapy, to help her sort out her feelings, because she should not be expecting you to stop hugging your family says she's not uncomfortable. NTA. If she jumps straight to incest over a goodbye hug, she needs help. I'm not saying it to be an s, but that reaction over a hug is not normal. Do you have kids? Plan to have kids? Will she allow them to be affectionate? I would figure this out first if possible. That is very much not normal even for only children. She's implying you're a perv. I'd be pretty upset. NTA. Yes, you're biased because you were raised to show affection. That's kinda normal. NTA. Her perception is pretty skewed, and she should get some therapy to work out her toxic upbringing. NTA. Hugging family members is perfectly normal. The fact that she sees something sexual in it is weird, and her problem that she needs to sort out for herself. NTA. Your wife needs counseling for her childhood neglect. NTA. Your wife's problem with you displaying perfectly normal behavior towards your brother is her problem, not yours. It's not like you're French kissing him or something. It's just a hug. NTA. She is mad you gave a family member a hug? Then she compared it to a different thing. This definitely seems like a her problem that she needs to work on. NTA. What makes her think that her bringing up was the normal? That's just ridiculous. What if her stuck-upness makes you uncomfortable? What about your feelings? If you want to hug your brother, go and hug your brother. Your wife needs to extend the same respectful understanding to your family that you and your family have extended to her. You're NTA at all.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. AmITheAsshole is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.